Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Nothing But Football. Not really another episode, but it's part two.
Part two.
If you've been listening, thank you for carrying on.
Hey.
It's gonna get arguey.
It's gonna get heated.
I know that's not a word, but I'm running with it. It's gonna get arguey
We are
from now.
masters of Zen.
Yes. I don't know if you guys listened to part one, but before that, we were just wrapping up on some of the results of GameWeek 7, and I thought we'd touch on something that we wrapped up with because someone mentioned disrespect of Wayne Rooney. So I'd actually I thought, let me try find out where is the root of this insecurity from this Man United supporter. Begin, my friend.
No, I was saying that man doesn't get his flowers. That is the level of flowers he deserves.
Wouldn't you argue that level of flowers comes from you guys, actually? You don't give him your flowers.
Yeah.
As United supporters.
Yeah. Definitely. And look, there's a reason behind that also. Not really what he did on the pitch. We loved him for that or whatever. It's just, you know how fans are. He put in a transfer request twice. We hated him both times for that. So on that sort of tainted his legacy or whatever with us, maybe a little bit, or the perception.
Yeah.
From fans at that time. But I mean, he's our club's record goal scorer. Is he not second in the all-time scorers list of Premier League?
No. So you can check.
Yeah, he's second. Yeah, he's second. So I mean, top player. I mean, club record goal scorer, his nation's record goal scorer, second most goals in the league, and he wasn't even a player you recognize as a goal scorer. You know what I mean? You recognize him as a baller before you recognize him as a goal scorer. So I think
That's the thing.
He's a shout for probably top 10 all time Premier League.
Yeah, I'm not gonna fight on top 10.
Ah.
I'm not gonna fight on top 10.
Ah.
Right? But you know what it comes down to? Because again, in England, there's not many talented English players. It's Wayne Rooney above Alan Shearer to me, footballing wise. Right?
Yeah, definitely.
So because Alan Shearer is not making my top 10, right? He's not.
Okay, for ability.
Yes, he's not.
Okay,
he's not. Like
Ability is a different conversation.
yeah,
but even goal scoring wise, he's not.
Yeah?
He's not.
Even goal scoring wise, is not.
Yeah, I'll get another striker with less games with more goals per game.
Like who?
Kun Aguero, Thierry Henry.
He's in that bracket.
Yeah, but I'm saying I'll get a better goal scorer with less games than him. Alan Shearer is there. He was there since '94, my boy.
I'm sure his record is 1 and 2 though.
He's like 20 years in the Premier League over there.
Yeah,
it's down to sheer number of games he has that many goals.
I think he's still 1 and 2, so I wouldn't say it's sheer number of games.
It's fine, whatever it is, but sheer number of games to me. As Potion suggested over there, his goal scoring problems don't come from, not goal scoring problems with Rooney. What you call this thing?
Getting his flowers.
Getting his flowers doesn't come from other fans. Arsenal fans give Henry his flowers. Liverpool fans give Gerrard his flowers.
Yeah.
Nah? So that's down to the fan base. And when you come back and you talk about the 2 transfer requests, we're not going to pretend like Ronaldo didn't do that to Fergie in the space of 2 years.
Differently.
How did Rooney do it differently? I think Rooney, I don't even remember the transfer requests.
Rooney puts in the transfer requests. He wanted to go to Chelsea. And I forget the second one. But it was basically when United started to wobble a little bit, Rooney transfer request. Ronaldo we won the Champions League. Real Madrid is my boyhood club. Can I go? Ferguson's best is now. You can buy next season. Okay, cool. Head down. Brilliant season. Rooney's, United. I'm not sure who is signing. You know how fans can get.
Yeah, but I get you. But he's ranked where he's supposed to be ranked in world football. He was never a great striker. He was never a great number 10.
Who?
Rooney.
Never a great striker. Now we're gonna fight. Please, finish your sentence. Sorry.
Must I tell you why he was never a great striker?
Yeah, please.
Got bumped out the team by Tevez. Got bumped out the team as the number 9.
They played together.
As a number 9, as the main striker. He was never a great striker. Whenever another striker came, he got bumped out from that number 9 because he didn't do the job as good as other players. It was Tevez. It was Berbatov. It was Sahar that he was playing next to. these are not even the greatest of greatest strikers.
Yeah. I hear what you're saying, right? But Wayne Rooney was never a number 9. The season Wayne Rooney played number 9, he scored 34 goals, and he came back the next season and says, I'm not involved enough in the game. I want to play further back.
Sharp. He wasn't a great striker to me.
Hey?
He wasn't a great striker.
Sharp, that's like saying Ashley Cole wasn't a great right winger. That wasn't his position.
Then why did you fight me when I said he wasn't a great striker?
Because you were saying you got bounced for other players.
Yeah, but
I'm saying those wasn't his position.
I started with he wasn't a great striker, and you fought me. You like, I'm a number 9. You fought me.
Yeah, because you're saying you got bounced for those players.
Okay,
I think bounced is harsh, but the word you used was bumped, and bumped makes me think that you're saying move over to the side.
So whenever
it's like as in like, oh, okay, Sharp.
We see you can play here, but this guy will do a better job. Let's move you to play there because you still need to be in the team.
Yes, because I was going to actually bring up a point right here. Because I just thought, let me look and just see. I was looking at the Hall of Fame inductees, basically.
Yeah.
If you guys don't remember, the Hall of Fame inductees was Alan Shearer, Thierry Henry, Eric Cantona, United player, Roy Keane, United player, David Beckham, United player, Dennis Bergkamp, Frank Lampard, and Steven Gerrard.
Yeah.
I look at this voting, and then I can kind of understand that it seems as though United fans participated in this a lot. They had quite a lot of pulling power. And for them to bring Cantona, Roy Keane, and David Beckham, as great players as they were, to me, I look at it and say, why is Eric Cantona there in your guys' mind?
We love him more than Rooney?
Yes. So...
how do you expect there's a case to make that he did more or not did more maybe, but was more influential than Rooney.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
Yes, he was. He literally took United to the next level.
Yeah.
Rooney just added. He just added to the team.
Oh no, Rooney comes in 2004. That's your unbeatens. Then there's Mourinho's 2 things. Rooney didn't add. He didn't find a winning team.
Is Rooney winning because United winning because of Rooney?
Yeah.
No, it's not.
No, but you.
Yeah, he did a lot. That guy.
But you
He
see
did a lot. But I'm saying the main guy. He's never the main guy.
But you get my point, right? That I look at this and I say it seems as though Man United supporters had quite a sway in this. You guys have 3 players in here. Disrespect is not coming from any of the fans. Seems as though disrespect is coming from you. From Wayne Rooney's perspective.
But look, we've got a whole history of a whole bunch of players. So to pick one of them above him is not disrespecting him. You know what I mean? Because that's like Real Madrid, and you're saying Puskás is the best. That's not a fuck you to Raul.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. The history is sort of like that.
Let that man slide with that one. It's just that he was just not that influential. Raul Rooney, yes,
the club's record goal scorer was not that influential.
Yes, he wasn't.
Please make your
okay, fine.
Because I'm saying
during
how
that
is the
time,
club's record goal scorer? Was Ian Wright not effective?
Not as influential as Patrick Vieira or Thierry Henry. He just wasn't that influential. He wasn't the best. Ian Wright, you remember Tony Adams from that time because it was always 1-0 to the Arsenal.
He was scoring the 1-0s.
Yeah, I get you. But now let's look at Wayne Rooney. The players he played alongside with.
Yeah.
Now you say he joins 2004. It's Invincibles, 2 Chelsea eras. Yeah. What comes straight after that? Ronaldo crazy goal season. What comes after that? Ferguson, let's rejiggle the team. I'm going to put in Berbatov. I'm going to put in Tevez. I'm going to have a nice attacking front 3. Yeah. I don't have a main man. Rooney's never been the main man at United. Which is why when he put in those transfer requests, they were like, so you're not who you think you are.
So I think towards Wayne Rooney, right? Because your definition of main man is who scored the goals.
I don't mean who scored the goals. Who's the most influential player in the team at the time? As I gave you an example of Tony Adams. He was the most influential. Back for 1-0 to the Arsenal.
Yeah.
All right? Yeah. Then I look at other strikers. I gave you Patrick Vieira. Very influential during a period of time before Thierry Henry gets there. Yeah. Busy breaking down the midfield.
Okay.
Who's Rooney competing with at United? He's always second best to somebody else. And it's not a knock on Rooney's ability as a football player.
Yeah.
It's just that there was a better player at the time.
So I hear what you're saying, and there's certain periods where that is. I mean, when Paul Scholes touches a footballer, he's the most influential player on the pitch. Sharp. After sort of that period, Ronaldo, cool. After the Ronaldo period, it's all Rooney.
But that's when Rooney was kind of hitting his decline.
The Ronaldo after the Ronaldo period. No, Ronaldo leaves 2009. There's a good 4 or 5 years of Rooney.
No, but those weren't his best years. Numbers wise, maybe because he was the only one now. But I'd argue and say Rooney was a beast in those early times with all those players. It's just he wasn't the best.
Okay,
Yes.
I'll give you that.
And then I still go back to the point of saying that I feel as though the disrespect comes from you guys. Because I'm looking at it from Rooney is second in all-time scoring. He's third in assisting.
Wow, also.
Yeah, I was just looking at it right
103 assists, somewhere there.
He's third in assisting. Any normal fan, if I was to show someone these stats like 10 years from now, and then I kind of say, okay, you look at these stats, who do you think deserves to be in this Hall of Fame thing? I think Wayne Rooney would come up in this conversation, but I feel as though this is a United issue. You guys, you voted in guys you liked.
Yeah. Look, I sort of move it along as sort of try to push away from the definitely, I mean, United fans should have been the one singing his name or whatever. So I definitely agree with you. I mean, his legend was going to come from his club first. So I get what you're saying, but it's sort of, there's too many names in our history. It's like Paul Scholes. Paul Scholes was sharp. You saw it every week on the pitch, but because he's so quiet.
Can I ask
I'll actually
what position is Rooney good at?
10.
Okay.
Can I tell you something?
Second striker.
I don't know why, but something tells me Scholes might go in as a Hall of Famer before Rooney.
Probably.
Well, that would be correct.
No, I'm just saying, like, I don't know why. That's what I'm saying from a disrespect point of view. Maybe
because it's the earlier generations, right? Because if we're saying Cantona, Giggs, and whatever, those guys were legends by 98.
Maybe I'm also not taking into the fact that Rooney finished his career not so long ago. Maybe that might play an influence as to why he's not here.
Oh, yeah. Maybe. Was he still playing at the time of...
I'm assuming...
Because, I mean, that's like why Ronaldo wasn't there. Ronaldo was so... Like, active players were not.
Maybe that is something that we haven't taken into account. Because...
But either way, man, Rooney's right where he needs to belong in the footballing world. As a great player that just wasn't that great.
I think it was great, but I hear the argument.
Yes, but
it's United fans need to show him more love before we ask other people to.
Yes, but I'm also thinking he's also been quite a controversial man. Let's not act like. I mean, if Ryan Giggs is getting,
he's the man's a married man. He's
still married. Never mind. Ryan Giggs beat. That's different. He beat. Yes.
Should still be in the Hall of Fame, though.
Yes, he beat. It's WCW, WWE, whatever, in that thing. But yeah, I thought that would be a nice tangent to, a nice little short left to take. But let's return back to the games of GameWeek 7. Let's not wrap up, but let's start off with Leicester City going up against Crystal Palace. Although we wouldn't consider, them to be title challengers, they're still part of this new top 6 or top 4 that we always trying to discuss. But that game ended up in a draw. It was goals from Crystal Palace. It was Mikel Olise, debut goal for the debutant, and Jeffrey Shaw scored against his old team, Leicester City. And then from Leicester's point of view, it was Kelechi Iheanacho and Jamie Vardy goals.
Now Kelechi wants to score after I sold him.
He's the most unreliable guy. He's one of those mid-season guys. So he's a typical mid-season striker. Let me start with you. That result, from a Leicester point of view, what does that mean?
From a Leicester point of view, that's actually not a good result. I know it's away from home. You'll take a draw.
Yeah.
But Crystal Palace so far has been like the draw specialists. You know what I mean? So they're still finding their feet. They're looking decent here and there. But I mean, this is Leicester who, when they finished fifth and got criticized.
Yeah.
Right? Because they were, I think, 2 seasons in a row, actually. They were riding high in the top 4. Like, Leicester's thing has been beating the teams you're supposed to beat.
Yes. That is what they do. They've mastered that.
Sure.
As in the results that they're supposed to get, they will get.
Exactly. So, look, it's a tough time for them. It's a tough period. Like I said, they on paper feel better, but I think I said before, like they can be better and finish lower because the teams above them did so much.
Yeah.
But they're not even playing to script. They're not even playing to the script. So
no. I get you there.
Shout out to Patrick Vieira, but
yes, I was gonna throw that to the Arsenal supporter, Uncle Curtis, Crystal Palace, from Patrick Vieira representing the Blacks. What do you feel?
As a black man that's doing well in the Premier League semi-well, I'm very proud. Very, very proud. Imagine if it was Frank Lampard there. We'll be seeing relegation battles. I don't see him going that way. Vieira's management route has been one of hard work. Had to go all the way to America to get a management job. Unlike some club legends who can just walk into a Chelsea team as basically their first proper management job after a half season at Derby or whatever. Went to not Lille but Nice, I think. Unlucky, so he's got European experience over there. And then he comes to Crystal Palace. Let's not forget, Crystal Palace lost all their players. This is new players
due to old age because some of them died. Not really,
but it's like one of those things of I like some of the young players that he's got there. He's got Zaha scoring goals again and looking at an attacking threat. That's Osman Edouard, whoever that striker is. Edouard. That man hit the post, and I'm like, once this man settles into this team, he's scoring goals. So now you have Zaha, you have
the boy on loan from Chelsea, Gallagher or something.
Nah, forget about the boy on loan from Chelsea. I'm just talk about Crystal Palace players there. So you have Zaha.
Has Eze even
joined
this year yet?
That's the player who was injured last season and is out for a couple of months.
Oh, he's out now?
Yeah. When Eze comes back into the fore, and then you have Osman Edouard. That's a very lethal front three.
Yeah.
If he can keep them for one more season longer, that team looks.
He's actually got some. He actually does have some exciting youngsters. If you look at it,
and then you just got to look at he needs decent CDM and a decent back four. Because the one right back or left back that played, that black kid looked decent.
Tyreek Mitchell,
the one who scored the goal.
Yeah. Scored the goal.
That's Jeffrey Sloop.
But he scored
first goal.
Mitchell scored. I don't think it's this game.
Okay.
But he scored this season.
So you know what I'm saying? It looks like a decent. He knows what he wants to do with the team, and that's what I like. And then moving on to Leicester. If they don't sort out their striking issue very soon,
striking.
They need to get rid of Jamie Vardy.
Get rid of Jamie Vardy. Okay.
How are they going to improve? He's not taking them to the Champions League.
They're going to improve in the other positions that haven't been as consistent as Jamie 33. Vardy.
How many years are you going to wait for him to decline and then try and replace him?
Sure, his decline will still be better than other people's.
Patson Docker will play better than Jamie Vardy with enough time given. Very soon.
How much time?
I'll give him a year in the Premier League.
A year in the time and he's playing better than Vardy?
No, I'm saying he will be playing better than Vardy.
In a year's time, he'll be playing better than Vardy?
Yes.
Hectic.
Better than current Vardy.
Hectic.
No, better than current Vardy. Let's not go on what Vardy did 3-4 seasons ago when they won the Premier League title. That Vardy's dead. We're looking at a Vardy who scores once every 4 games now.
Okay.
So when are we going to ship him? I'm not saying ship him like do him dirty like who's the manager got rid of a striker like Pep gets rid of Kun Aguero. But he has to be phased out. Right? Because now you got Iheanacho only kicks in from halfway through the season. And you got Vardy who's always injured. Coming back from injury.
This is Jamie Vardy this season.
Yes.
Okay. 7 appearances.
6 goals.
That's why I gave him the soul clap. Though.
No, I hear you. But guys, what I'm trying to get at
7 appearances, 6 goals. Sorry, I was just showing.
Which games did he score against that?
And this is Jamie Vardy last season. 34 appearances, 15 goals.
But I'm saying,
which Jamie Vardy are you writing
Joe, we have to chip him off. He's not scoring in influential games. He's not. He's not going to score against Chelsea. Jamie Vardy's Lukaku to me now. In the games that you need him to score, he's not going to score. He scored 2 goals a goal against Crystal Palace. Before that, who did he score against?
I don't know the range of his goals he's scoring. That's enough.
Let me look at this thing. Let me look at Jamie Vardy's games because I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced by this boy this season.
Now I was just gonna add, wow, Curtis,
I'm not
wow,
I'm over with Jamie Vardy, guys.
Jamie Vardy.
I'm over this
Come
man.
on,
Like
dude.
Leicester is floating high because of Vardy.
Like that's what I'm like, dude.
Let's look at this thing. Jamie Vardy goals, game scored. Okay, view all results. 2-1 against Man United.
The man who has gone, I don't know how many away games he's played this season, who has mocked. Fans have been complaining that when he scores, he mocks them. He
Sure.
does all their celebrations.
Maybe I'm not watching the team enough, but
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like
I'm not convinced by this man.
There's been weekly controversy because he mocks fans. When it was Wolves, he howled in front of the fans.
I'm not convinced.
When he
by
scored
this
against
man.
some team, he did a bird celebration. Like,
I might have went on the edge, but I'm not convinced.
Like, how long has Kelechi been at Leicester now?
bruh, Kelechi's been there for long, bruh.
So when we're saying somebody must mold and take the step up and take over, Kelechi's been in prime position for that.
Yeah, that's why I say Patton Docker looks like a more decent option to me going forward. Now, of the games that I've seen him play. But I'm just saying with Jamie Vardy, man, his time is up. He's 34, dog. He's 34.
Man,
He's got another season or
to
two.
tell you the truth,
Those Red Bulls are going to collapse his heart very soon.
but the only time we saw Jamie Vardy had a bad period was last season in the second half. And fortunately for him, Inacio took over. But that was when he had a goal-scoring drought. But the Red Bull thing, I think you might be right. Maybe,
But still, last season ended up 15 goals and 34 in
No.
the Prem goals.
listen, he had a decent tally. But like he's saying, the Red Bulls, him and that Red Bull lifestyle, he had to slow down a bit. I feel as though he slowed down and he's back again now.
But you know what my chat is, right? So the idea of something else always sounds better than what's currently there,
Yes,
right?
of course.
And the thing is, this is the Prem, dog. It's hard to score goals there.
Bruh, I look at the strikers that...
Score a lot of goals, I mean.
Yes, I look at the strikers that actually Leicester had that didn't make it. We look at a Slimani who came from, I don't know, I'm trying to remember where he came from.
Porto, I think he came
was
from Porto.
He was touted to be the next big thing. Didn't make it. I can't really think of many.
Kelechi's a couple of years.
Ayoze Perez, who was a striker, he's had to drop into the midfield because life is tough. Like, Kelechi's been there for
When
years.
did they sign him?
This is his first season where he's cracking it. So I do get what you mean, that it's nice to romanticize about having a good striker.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, what Jamie Vardy has done will not be replicated for a long time.
Sure.
Guys.
But
One of these goals are our own goal.
What?
One of these goals are our own goal.
No,
guys.
man. What?
One of these guys, no, man.
It won't count under him if it's own goal.
Joe, that's how it looks like it counts to you. Yeah, no, man. No, guys. Nice. Like, no. He scored against, Leicester versus Burnley. 37 and 85th. He saved them there. 2-2 draw. Okay? The other goal is against... Okay. No, I'm listening. The other goal is against Brighton. They lost 2-1. This man only scores against draws or losses. Move on to better things.
This is Leicester City, dog.
Yeah, but when do you take it to the next level?
Hey?
You take
it to the next level when Jamie Vardy saves you from relegation, then wins you the league the next season.
I'm looking at this, and we must also understand Jamie Vardy is one of a few of the active players who's still involved in, playing. Because I look at it from a top 20 of all-time scorers. It's him.
In the Prem.
In the Prem. Obviously, Harry Kane is number 7, still involved. And it's Jamie Vardy at number 17 and Lukaku at number 20. We need to kind of realize that this guy is a boss. I understand.
He's not. I'm just
I
saying.
understand what you're saying by saying his days are
numbered. He's 34, dog.
Yes, he's 34.
He's not peak Ronaldo fitness where I'm not drinking sugary drinks to take care of my body. This man is 34.
Yeah.
He's got this season and maybe a bit of next season.
Yeah.
Sure, and I'm saying that is good enough. That is good enough. That can't take away from him. He's doing it.
I'm not taking away from him. I'm saying for the evolution of the team.
Why don't they evolve other positions? Why is it his position that must evolve?
Because
why can't
goal
it be when he retires, you get somebody to come in?
Guys, I just realized we're spending too much time on Leicester City. Let's stop this.
Sure.
Let's move on to another team. I'd actually say this was the upset of the weekend. It was West Ham who went up against Brentford at the London Stadium. And that was 2-1 to Brentford. Goals from Brian Mbembu and Juan Visa.
In the last minute or something.
Yes, in the last minute. And then that was Jared Bowen scored in the 80th minute for West Ham. Let me ask you, Uncle Lukusa. What does this result mean? What can we tell about a Brentford? What can we now say?
Look, I'll stick by what I said last week. Yeah, last week. Whereby I think Brentford will start well, they're high energy and that kind of thing. But I expect I actually think they'll get relegated. If they don't, it's about 15th. You know, so it's that thing of they're really high on emotion and they're running all day. That kind of that's not something that can sustain a whole season.
Yeah.
From a West Ham perspective, it's not, you don't want to lose to a newly promoted side when you're trying to be in the top 8. But that being said, if you look at how many games the team in 7th tends to lose, the team in 7th tends to lose about 7-8 games in the year, you know what I mean, or more.
Yeah.
So West Ham, they'll feel down about this result. It's players you don't even know their names are scoring against you. But
No, agreed.
Who were the goal scorers? Did you say the names actually?
Yes.
I didn't even listen because I knew I didn't know them.
Johan Visa and Brian Mbemu.
No clue.
Uncle Curtis.
No clue.
As an Arsenal fan who suffered the same fate, what does this kind of say? I won't necessarily say about Brentford, but I'm just saying about the challenge that they offer.
You know what it says more to me, that result? That guys think breaking into the top 4 is pretty easy. They don't realize that
It's
that's
a slug there.
It's a next level thing for you to be that consistent. Having one good season where you finish 5th or 6th, almost challenging for top 4, doesn't mean you're going to have the same season again the following season. It's very hard to replicate form, right? Arsenal fell out the top 4. It's been a struggle to get back into the top 4.
Yeah.
And that's because when we look at Arsenal playing, they're playing terribly. You can see it every week in, week out. But when you hear everybody talk about West Ham and Leicester, it seems like they're playing brilliantly, but they're unlucky not to get into the top 4. No, they're playing terribly as well at times. It's just that because they're not traditionally a top 4 team, they get a break from those type of results. Like Lucas was saying about Leicester, about beating the teams that are always lower than them. They were beating Man City's and Arsenal's here and there, which means at the same time they were losing to teams that they should have been beating towards the end of the season. So that tells me about West Ham. Moyes might get one more lucky top 4 like he did at Everton, but then he's going to embarrass the Premier League and lose 6-0 in the qualifier for the 3rd round. We don't need that smoke, man.
Yeah.
I'm already busy slanting all these other leagues saying they pop. Now we're going to get Moyes back in there losing 6-0 to not even Villarreal. Whatever. From I don't know from when. I don't know. But these embarrassing teams.
No, fair point.
Sorry, just to add what I was saying, right? So last season, Leicester finished 5th, West Ham finished 6th. Leicester lost 12 games. West Ham lost 11. So it's that thing, like they'll take L's in places you won't expect. Oh, shit, what happened? Please go back. Yeah. But they'll take L's in places you don't expect and they'll still be alright. Or they can be alright. Sorry, they can be alright. I still think top 6 is Tottenham, Arsenal.
Must I put it like, you know, possibly, when you were talking about Leicester finishing losing 12 games, another team losing 12. Yeah. In the past, top 4, you had to lose like 10 games. And even below that, Man City were losing 7 and 8 when they were finishing 5th and 6th. So you get what I'm saying? There's levels of difference between these clubs now that think they can make top 4. Because West Ham losing 12 games this season makes perfect sense to me.
Sure.
Man City
I-
losing 7 games doesn't make so much sense.
So essentially, what you're saying is the West Ham hasn't gotten better. The other teams around them have just gotten worse.
Yes, other teams around them have gone worse.
Okay, no, I think West Ham has gotten better.
No, they've gotten better,
That's
but I'm
all.
saying not as
as
to
in-
the level of top 4.
Not to the because I mean you have to spend 300 million to get close to that.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying. But it's as a result of the other teams just playing terribly.
Yeah. All right, no, fair point. But I think let's move on from there. Let's wrap up with the final game, which was dubbed the game of the weekend, purely on the Super Sunday status. And that's Liverpool versus Manchester City. That happened at Anfield.
What a game.
And that game went down all the way to the wire. It was 2-2 draw. With goals from Sadio Mane. That was the first goal. Phil Foden in the 69th minute. Mohamed Salah returned with 76th minute equalizer. Not equalizer, but to lead them to the lead. And Kevin De Bruyne wrapped it up with the draw in the 81st minute. Uncle Lokosa, how did you view that game?
Wonderful game to watch.
Yes.
Wonderful game to watch. Half time it was 0-0, and first half was dominated by City. First half was dominated by City. Second half, Liverpool made some tactical changes and obviously came back into the game. That second half was lit.
Yeah.
The first goal's Mane, right?
Yeah.
First goal's Mane on an assist from Salah. Great finish. Ridiculous finish by Foden for an equalizer. Salah with what a goal. Yeah. Look, De Bruyne's goal was deflected, but I mean that game was back and forth. Oh my God, you weren't sure who was going to win. Some controversial things in that game, but what a game to watch. What a game to watch.
No, I agree with you there. Uncle Curtis, any thoughts?
Well done to Salah. Well done to Mane. I wonder how Liverpool are going to cope in Jan without them.
Oh, AFCON. Yeah. Hey.
So,
Those guys are going away.
because now you're playing Jota, you're playing Origi, and you're playing Minimao, whatever that guy's name is from wherever.
Oh, Firmino's still there.
Oh, Firmino's still there, but Firmino's not a lethal goal scorer. So I want to see how Klopp is going to handle that situation. He's going to dip into the transfer to get a 6-month loan like he did last season.
They've been there for a couple of years, right? So they would have played at a AFCON before, right?
Yeah, they would have, but I don't think the season they won the Premier League, they were at AFCON. They were there the whole
Yeah,
season.
they weren't really worried about them back then. It was, it was just about surviving at that point. So we didn't notice. We just kind of
Okay. Anyway, I have no memory of it. I'm just wondering.
So, yeah, I'll see how it goes. I didn't even watch that game, man. You know how I feel about Man City games, man. That team bores me to death, man.
Yeah.
It bores me to death.
Jammed, boy.
If you say so, Lucas, if you say so. I know Foden was probably up wide and wide. They most probably had whoever on the other wing, Bernardo Silva on the other wing. Who else is going to play in that City? Who was the false nine?
Gabby Jesus.
Gabby Jesus, the number 2 striker, became number 1 finally. So, yeah, we'll see. Liverpool played exciting from what I saw from the highlights, but City's goals don't excite me, man. Like, it's not my cup of tea.
I don't know how Liverpool excites you more than City. Liverpool is just, we're going to chase you down until you make a mistake, then we'll take the ball from you and at least we're closer to goal.
Yeah, but Liverpool, City is, I'm just going to pass from side to side.
But that's a skill.
What skill? Pass from side?
Passing is a skill.
Do I look like I care about passing from side to side?
Do you care about defending more? Because that's what Liverpool do. They just defend higher.
But do I look like I care about passing from side to side? Pass to the one wing. Oh, you can't cut in. Let me pass to the other. Nah. Be more direct. I like in your face. Don't waste time. Get the ball. Let's get straight to what we need to do.
Oh, sure.
From my point of view, the 2 Africans from Liverpool really did put up a performance. Great performance from Salah with that goal. That was a wonder goal. That's a guy with, I think, as time goes, my respect for him is starting to, it gets more and more. Because I know in the beginning, I wasn't really taking Liverpool fans seriously when they're saying he needs to be in the conversations for some of the, one of the greats. But right
That
now,
guy's done more for them than Suarez.
no, of course.
But obviously they'll love Suarez
No,
more.
he's the thing is he's wiped Suarez's legacy. But it's the typical Liverpool thing where they're going to reward the guy who didn't get anything for the guy who's getting stuff.
Sure, I get you.
Yes.
It's that Fowler Owen.
It's the same
conversation.
thing. It's the same thing as why I hate to be controversial, but why Steven Gerrard is in the Premier League Hall of Fame.
What? Go on.
I said it.
no, but now back it up. Like,
No, I'm backing it up from a
what?
point of view. I feel like Liverpool fans kind of voted him because he's that guy who never got anything. He deserved to get something, but he never got anything.
But his performances backed it up. He carried that team.
No, he did.
Yeah, so Hall of Fame, you have an issue with Steven Gerrard Hall of Fame.
I don't say I don't have an
okay.
issue. He's a good player, but I'm just saying they united to put him in there. As in like, bruh, he's got to be somewhere. Like he needs to win something. This was like a sympathy trophy for Liverpool fans that they could give a Gerrard. But yeah,
Should they love Henderson more than him? Is that what?
no, I'm not saying that. But Henderson they'll never look at him in Henderson's direction. And this is more of a team performance right now. This is just a squad that's gelling.
Yeah.
But I do understand.
Sorry, I took you down a rabbit hole.
No,
That's
I
'cause
want you.
I forgot what you were saying.
Yes, but it's the same. Yeah, but basically, what was I saying?
You were saying Salah's goal.
Yes. No, I'm just saying that Salah.
You respect
for me,
him more. I hear you.
I respect him. I respect him for what he's done for his side.
Yeah.
I actually think if time goes, I think he deserves more respect than Gerrard.
Salah.
If his
He'll never
if
get
it goes,
You know the
no, he
thing.
won't get it because
You know the
of the time that Gerrard played in, and because of what Gerrard did in Champions League era. Listen, if it's Champions League Hall of Fame, this is a different conversation. But Premier League Hall of Fame,
My boy, Gerrard was playing with DVA hard man.
And the thing is,
was-
Gerrard made your heart do this.
No, I get
Watching
you.
that man, you were like,
no, listen, I understand. That's why I say I get it. I get why Liverpool guys like him. They like him because of his charisma. They like him because of his leadership. But if you're talking about pure skill, about pure impact, Salah.
Pure impact. No, still Gerrard.
No, given
Impact.
time, he's not done. No, please let's not remember.
Impact.
Mohamed Salah is
Impact
not
in a
done.
game. Impact.
If he keeps going at this rate, I'm not saying.
That's the thing, man.
I'm not necessarily saying right now, but I'm saying if he keeps going at the trajectory that he's going, even if he plateaus right now, not plateau, and I don't mean anticlimax. If he plateaus for a couple of seasons, then I think
You know what I put
he'll
it down
have a
to?
better-
You know what Salah's career down is to me now? It's whenever Salah starts doing well, people start complaining, why isn't he compared to Messi? Why isn't he compared to Ronaldo? He deserves much more respect. It's because he's African. No, it's not because he's African. You try to compare him to two of the greatest footballers of all time. Do not put him there. Put him at the level that he deserves to be, a tier lower. Nah? And then you respect him for who he is. Nah? Just because he scores a Messi-like goal every once in a while. I'm sure Neil Miller, when he scored that wonder goal to beat Arsenal in the last minute of a game, that's the highlight of his career. Nah? But it happens every once in a while. Salah scores goals. He does well.
You see those guys says, don't compare him to compare him to Neil Mann.
No, I'm not saying to-
Joe, come on, Joe. This is why people fight for Salah.
I'm not saying compare him to Neil Miller, nah? But what I'm trying to get at nah, is put players in the category they belong. Like, he's a good striker, nah, but no, like, I don't know how to put it to Salah. He plays well for Liverpool, nah, but sometimes I look at him and I'm like, hey, Joe, if I put him in I put Gerrard in this Liverpool team, this man is still going to jam. I put Salah in the Liverpool team back in the day. I don't think he'll jam. I think he'll struggle.
I think he would jam, right? So
Because it has to be played towards the way they want to play. Gerrard fits into any team seamlessly.
I think Salah too.
You did see him in 2002 World Cup, no? You saw his English career.
What? Gerrard?
You're saying that he fits into any team seamlessly.
Yeah, but they were playing him left wing. Like, I'm saying in his position. We can't.
He got the time in this position.
No,
Yeah, they're playing
that
in
team was
midfield.
disjointed. Do we want to talk about who was playing?
No,
that
bruh.
team was terrible. They were playing Lampard and Gerrard together in midfield. Stuart Downing,
Wait, there was a time where Scholes got pushed to the wing.
There was
Yeah.
for
Yes.
Gerrard.
But,
For Gerrard, that's what I'm saying.
But listen to what I'm saying here. That's 3 central midfielders in a midfield 4. And you expect that team to win. The manager was on drugs.
Wait, but Salah, ne? I think he's like the 4th or 5th fastest to 100 goals in the league. Above him is just Henry, Aguero, I think Shearer. It's real names.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I'm just saying, because I'm saying, yes, the goals are there.
I mean, 100 goals.
But I look
And
at
this
him play.
is 4
I look at him
seasons.
play. I look at him play, and I'm like, you literally like that because you fit into Klopp's system very nicely.
So let's talk about watching him play, right? Because that's where the issue tends to be with Salah. There's well, he looks selfish.
Yeah.
Outside of him looking selfish, what does he do wrong? Right?
That's
So that's the eye test. That's where people see, okay, Salah took 5 shots and scored 1 goal.
No, I'll tell you this. Yeah, the reason why I'm saying it is like now, like as this season is going, I'm starting to have more of a respect for Salah, and I'm saying at some point, like this is obviously not fact right now, but we're gonna look back at some point, and we can actually have this discussion, as in this man's contribution
It's ridiculous.
is very ridiculous. He
say
will not get the respect because of where he comes from. His African nature will come in, and because Gerrard is English, obviously he'll be the heart and soul, one of our own, yada yada, fish cakes, whatever.
Let me just put it this way. Now, the way I view Salah is just an upgrade of Lukaku. Because when you look at Lukaku's record, nobody's killing Lukaku in terms of goal scored. Nah? But he just doesn't have that thing to take him to the next level in terms of player-wise. Because when you look at Lukaku's Premier League record, he's the youngest player to get to a certain amount of goals by the age 24. He's got an insane goal record in the Premier League.
167 and 350.
You know, so you know what I'm saying. Like he's also an insane player, but he's just not where where certain people want to put him. And it's not a knock on him. He's there, but he's not those other players.
Salah.
Yeah, I'm just like the other players that we're talking about, the next tier level players. It's like I would never put Henry and Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi on the same level. They're not. Messi and Cristiano took football to another level. Né? Henry, like when you look at it, when he started scoring those crazy goals, started doing those insane assists. He was the first tier player to do that. Messi and Ronaldo took it to the next level after that. Né? And you respect what he did, but same thing with R9 Ronaldo. He took it to the next level. But those 2 other players that we're talking about that they want to compare him to did crazy things.
Okay.
So let me ask, right? We take those superhumans out of the picture, right? Is Salah top tier? Let's say at least with today's
football.
Take those 2 out. Next year's what? Mbappe, Neymar, KDB.
Okay, let me put it this way. Is
Salah's name worthy there?
In this current category of players, yes, it is.
Okay.
Nah. Exception, I think Mbappe and Haaland will do more in their career than Salah.
Okay. Yeah, never mind.
Will do
more because they're already doing insane things at 22.
It all depends where they go.
Depends where they go. Just like Salah, if he
Salah
didn't end
was
up in
also-
Liverpool,
Salah was also meant to be.
Oh, he was killing it at Roma.
No, he was meant to have a young career. Like he was supposed to start quite young. Then he chose Chelsea, and then it spiraled down from there. Then he gathered himself up and he went. All it takes is for Haaland to decide, hey, let me go play at Chelsea, and then his career could end up in the dirt. Or for Mbappe to decide to go join Karim Benzema at Real Madrid while Karim is still on hot form.
the dream.
Yes, while he's still on hot form. And guess what he's going to do? He's going to be number 2 fiddle.
yeah, I need it.
And it's going to be another argument.
Yeah, Salah is
Salah 29.
2021 Premier League striker this year, one of the best. Overall history, yeah.
Yeah. Right, but I think that wraps it up for this game. I was going to discuss the fact what this means for the title chase, but it doesn't really mean much. I mean, it's just Liverpool's at the top. No, sorry. Chelsea's at the top with 16. Liverpool second with 15. City third with 14. Man United fourth with 14. Everton 5th with 14. Brighton 6th with 14. So, yeah, between 3rd and 6th, it's anything goes wrong there, people get shuffled out. But yeah, I think that wraps it up from a Premier League point of view. I thought maybe we just spend, 5 minutes. We'll try spend 5 minutes. I don't know if any of you guys have been paying attention to the recent controversy about the French wunderkind, Kylian Mbappe. Yes, so
no, I respect him for coming out, but yeah.
So yeah, it seems as though Kylian Mbappe has been involved in quite a lot of controversy over the last couple of weeks. I think he's come out to actually say that, listen, PSG, they kind of screwed him because he said he wanted to leave. He mentioned it a long time ago, and they said they were willing to listen to offers. Madrid came with the offer, but PSG just said nah at the end of the day.
Yeah.
The second part, it seems as though now he's trying to, do that thing of, he wants to leave on good terms with the fans because he says, listen, I decided to stay because, PSG asked me to stay, even though he was fighting. So now he's claiming that, he's going to kill his time. The reason why he wanted to leave is he wanted to let PSG get a good amount for transfer fee. And now the new issue is that he has now fallen out with Neymar. I don't know if this is a big issue, but there was a situation where Neymar could have passed to him and he called Neymar a bum, basically. He said, you're a bum. And then they went on about it. And now he's come out and said, this is football. This is what happens. He's a hungry striker. So, things like this happen. I wanted to ask you, gents, what do you think is going on between that PSG front three? And how do you think it'll affect this season?
What's the thing, now? I think him calling Neymar a bum, I think that's very normal tension. When you listen to former pro footballers talk, they say they used to fist fight in the dressing room. They used to swear at each other. That's very normal tension. But Mbappe comes from France, and when the French prince don't like you anymore, they are ruthless.
Yes.
They will make up things. We saw what happened to Nicolas Anelka. Went from one of the brightest stars out there to a bum that played at Galatasaray.
Yeah.
Like, even to the point on where later on in his career, he came back to play at Chelsea. That man still banged in the goals. He still outscored Drogba, who was the main man in the team at the time. Nah? So I think this could be French media character assassination. He just needs to withdraw a bit. I like that he's addressing these questions, but just withdraw a bit. Keep quiet. Keep your head down. Don't talk to anybody. You'll be sharp. It'll blow up. They can't make up things if your teammates aren't fighting with you.
Yeah.
Because when you're fighting with your teammates, and that guy did say that to whatever French journalist. That's what he did in training. No. And now you're in a toxic environment. And for the love of God, he mustn't go to Madrid. He must not go to Madrid. That club has unrealistic expectations.
Okay. I'll come back to you about that specific question. Uncle Lukusa, your thoughts on the situation?
I like that he's addressing it, right? Because whenever these stories come out, they have the player's name attached, so you associate them with everything, right? Like one thing you were saying was the PSG guy said this guy only said he wanted to leave the last week before the transfer window.
Yeah.
So he addressed it to say, no. I told you niggas in July.
Yes.
Messi wasn't even an idea at that time. Because they've put it out like his ego's bruised because Messi's here. He's like, no. I said I wanted to buy in July. I had a year left on my contract. I said, let me do it now so that you guys can at least get a transfer fee.
Yeah.
But now I'm going to vie at the end of the season on a free transfer and you're going to make me look like shit again.
Yes, you're going to make him look like a devil.
Right?
Which now you can clearly see that's what's going to happen.
Sure. So he's trying to say, like, listen, I was trying to do right by the club. Obviously, I want to go over to Madrid, the situation, whatever. So I like that he's addressing it like that, but I mean, I also don't like that he's 22 and doing that.
Yeah.
Well, how old is he now?
22.
He's a young man.
He's a young man, dog.
Yeah, so why he's trying to leave at this point, I'm not too sure, because they are the most set up to do some shit, right? So why he's trying to leave at this point, I'm not really 100% too too sure. It doesn't really make sense. I mean, he's trying to go to Real Madrid in transition. Kanti, this team is built to win now.
But I think from my point of view, I agree with you. From the details that came out, it looks like PSG try to, they try to paint him. It's a character assassination.
Yeah.
When he did mention that he wanted to leave, it's no secret that Mbappe has always had aspirations to play for Real Madrid. He never hid it. We know Ronaldo's his hero.
Yeah.
There's still pictures floating.
Genuinely, actually, for years.
There's pictures floating around where he's literally staring at Ronaldo in Real Madrid kit.
Yeah, he's
saying he
childhood
wants to go,
room or whatever, posters of Ronaldo, yeah.
So it was never a thing. I mean, we look at it last season as well, before they even went when they were competing for Champions League. He kind of said, "Hey, bruh, I'm actually willing to bounce. Like, it's been real. Neymar, you can have the team. It's cool. I see myself somewhere else."
Yeah.
So it looks like it's a character assassination thing. And I'm also starting to think that the relationship between him and Neymar is burnt. And maybe this is just a conspiracy theory, but you can clearly see that there's a kind of a relationship between Neymar and Messi. Like a Neymar and Messi relationship.
But it's his own ego that.
No.
Who? Mbappe.
One can argue it's ego. The other can argue that, Ibra, I wanted to play somewhere else.
You know, it's ego because he's the one who caused problems in the French team as well. We start the new season, it's him causing troubles in the PSG team again. It's 2 for 2.
I think that was Giroud, dog.
No, Giroud simply said, these niggas ain't passing to me.
Sharp, who says that?
Giroud, but what I'm trying to say is, man, he's busy.
So why is it Mbappe's fault?
No, because Mbappe came out and spoke afterwards. He could have spoke to him on the side and said, I didn't like the comments that you made. Nah, but what I'm saying is, that French team was unbeatable before Benzema even touched that team. Now you're busy running after your idol. And then your team starts losing. You focus on the wrong things. You're trying to pass to a player that you're not supposed to pass the Benzema is not the right option to pass, but you're choosing the wrong passes for the team. Yeah. So that's where the issues will come from. It's 2 for 2. Football is a game about fine margins, dog. One wrong decision costs you a game. And now if you consistently make bad decisions, it's gonna cost you a lot of games. Because that France team was unbeatable before Benzema came back, dog. Like, even when you look at it, man, everything was suited towards him and Griezmann when Giroud was up top. Giroud was the selfish player because Giroud didn't score one goal in the Euros that they won. The World Cup. They didn't score one goal. And people were criticizing, saying, why is Giroud playing when he's not scoring? But everybody around him thrived. And that's where the issues came into.
I feel. But why can't they evolve from 30-whatever-year-old Giroud?
I'm not saying they could have evolved, but not to 30-something-year-old Benzema.
Benzema's early 30s, isn't he?
He's still 30-something. Is he gonna be at the next World Cup?
Yeah. That's the end of the season, fam. The next World Cup is at the end of the season.
COVID really messed up my timeline. I was expecting another 42.
Benzema is 33.
You see? Late 33s.
No, but yeah. I just think Mbappe...
And also the thing, he's a brilliant player. Mbappe. Brilliant. But sometimes players do make mistakes.
No, we forget that he's young. But I think there's a lot of factors. Because I do have a feeling that him and Neymar's relationship is no longer the same. Neymar's always idolized Messi. Neymar kind of sees that, hey, bro, if this kid doesn't want to stay, why must I now, we're not going to have the same connection. So maybe that's what the whole bum thing came from. Because, I mean, these guys were bum chums before, like 3 seasons ago. These guys were like best of friends.
Genuine.
They even didn't have an argument as to who's the king of Paris. It was more of a shared title. But you can clearly see now, especially from last season when COVID, we were in COVID. That's where the talks came, Mbappe getting his boot deal with LeBron James. They've got the merging shoes, He's got a collab with LeBron with the NBA shoe, and LeBron's got a collab with him for a soccer boot. That's when it started to be clear.
Mbappe's still Nike then.
He's still Nike.
Neymar, is it Neymar that
Neymar got dropped to Puma. So you see subtle things like that where it's like a little kind of fight of who's the next king of Paris.
I hear you, but what has Neymar said that's out of turn in the public?
He's banging the system.
Yeah,
Allegedly.
Yeah,
I thought you meant
but you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
We're talking
Like
about
it's better.
Neymar could be having issues in 1, 2, 3 ways.
No,
What has Neymar
that has
said?
nothing to do with it.
What has Neymar
wanted to
said
say
publicly? All the issues are coming from Mbappe's camp.
Yes.
So it's not a Neymar issue, it's an Mbappe issue.
No, but you must remember, Mbappe is young. Mbappe is a heated guy. He'll say what he wants to say.
Does he want to end up like Nicolas Anelka?
Neymar's an
He's
old.
already better. He's got a World
Neymar's
Cup.
Neymar's no stranger to the game, though.
Yeah, but hey, what I'm saying, does he want to end up like Nicolas Anelka? He's got a World Cup, but you have a World Cup and never be seen from again.
Yeah.
Because you could go, like, when I was mentioning about Madrid, you could go to Madrid, and when those Madrid fans turn on you, you do not want to be on that club.
No,
We keep on having that discussion about Bale, which I don't rate as highly as you guys rate him now. But what has Bale done wrong at Madrid?
Fuck all. He played
Nothing.
golf.
Absolutely nothing.
He went to bed early.
But
Absolutely
remember what I kept on saying? He brought them 4 Champions League titles in that team, basically.
Yeah.
And will he be
He's there
remembered?
for 4, yeah.
Will he be remembered as a champion, as a Galacticos? No. They'll put Zidane before they put that boy.
They held it against him because he couldn't. They said he couldn't speak Spanish. Remember that was the whole.
But it's always an excuse.
Yes, that's what they said. That at first they said
If you're not Spanish,
they made the excuse of it's his performances, but they're like, dude, look at his goal scoring run. Yeah, it wasn't Ronaldo like, but Ronaldo's is like an alien compared to everyone. Then they said, nah, he can't speak Spanish. Then his boys in Real Madrid came out and said, nah, dude, this guy can speak Spanish.
He just doesn't do interviews.
He just doesn't do interviews in Spanish because he's not comfortable speaking, you know.
And they're still burnt.
Putting yourself in that vulnerable situation. They burnt it.
Because you know it also comes back down to, I feel like in Spain, dog, if you're not Spanish, you're never going to get that legend status properly. Ronaldo's the only player that I can think of that got legend status, dog. It doesn't matter what club you come from. If you're not Spanish, they won't love you the way they're supposed to love you.
Could we argue that
Before Ronaldo, the legends,
could we also argue that Ronaldo kind of got kicked out of Real Madrid, but it's just he was going to Juventus anyway, so it's just like, right?
Yeah. He got kicked out by the board. The fans obviously didn't want him to buy.
No, like same thing. Perez just grew a dislike at some point because he's just like, nah, this guy thinks he's bigger than the club. Let's get him out. Yes.
yeah, because
Perez actually has some crackhead tendencies, bro.
you know what it comes down to now. Let's look at the last 4 Real Madrid legends. Remove Ronaldo from that sentence, and we'll probably go back to Raul. We'll probably go back to Casillas. Before they went on that crazy goal run, Guti was considered a semi-legend over there. Which foreign players are actually considered legends at Madrid? Maybe R9.
R9,
But they had those,
Zidane, Roberto Carlos.
You know,
You know what I'm thinking
but
now?
those
guys?
players are all at the same time as all the other Spanish players.
The only player realistically that I can see from those 4 Champions Leagues that I can see getting a proper goodbye, I think it would be Modric.
A proper goodbye. Real Madrid doesn't give anyone a proper goodbye.
No, but that's what I'm thinking. That he's the only
Even
one.
Raul was like,
He's the only
Yeah, but I
one.
blame that on Mourinho.
He's the only one realistically that I can see that happening to.
Modric. Nah,
Yes.
dog. There were rumors they were trying to push him to Inter and all this shit over the years.
No, but he's still there. Like I can see this guy just saying, "Nah, bro, I'm done," and then they give him the ceremony. Benzema still looks like he's gonna fight till his dying days.
Sergio Ramos. How did that guy leave? Sergio Ramos, they bashed. He
Yeah.
came back and said, let me come back for that contract. They said, nigga, what contract?
they threw his farewell in the boardroom. Dog. They threw his farewell in the boardroom.
Yeah, this is when players will start seeing that Madrid ain't as rosy as it looks on that side.
bruh.
Dog.
That guy signed there, 19, left at 31.
a
Everton, they
stone
still
cold-
passed.
That's a stone cold club.
Because when you look at Madrid, dog, Eto'o was in the youth team. They're like, you're not good enough. Like, hey, Joe, that youth team is no slouch either. at Madrid.
Hey,
They have players. They produce.
They produce.
But nobody survives over there.
Mata, Eto, Guti. They produced. Hakimi, I think, might be from.
Maybe, I don't
Yeah.
know, but
He is
it's a lot of
From
things.
Madrid's youth system.
He is. He went there. He went to what's it called? He went to Dortmund. He was having amazing. He was having
from
amazing
Madrid,
performances.
yeah.
He was having amazing performances at Dortmund,
And they said, nah,
and loan wrapped up, and they still said, "Nah, you can go to Inter, me, bro. It's fine."
Bye.
And then he became good. Now they're running out of right back options. You never feel sorry for teams like Madrid.
Madrid, Barcelona.
Yes.
Screw those Spanish giants.
I was supposed to feel sorry for Barcelona, but it's okay, man. You guys will suffer.
But Barca found another one. Who's that other young boy?
Ansu Fati.
No. There's Fati, there's Pedri, and then now there's another one. Now there's another. Fucking hell. I'm forgetting his name.
Puig.
Nah, not even him. There's another. Okay.
What position does he play?
I think it's midfield.
Isn't it like Puig? Like Puig, it's spelled that way.
No. I know who Puig is. It's not even him. It's not even. There's another one.
Now let's just
You'll
quickly,
find youth players, but there's no squad cohesion at Barca. That's the
let's
problem
just
right
quickly
now.
have a look. I'm very curious to see who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys, my man. You see, but Barca fans are busy crying.
Gonzalez.
Might be Gavi. Gavi. Yeah. Gavi.
Oh yes. I see him now.
Yeah. 17. There's another one.
The way the youth team is set up is always going to be perfect, but those Spanish clubs are not patient for a rebuild. That's their biggest problem. They're not patient. It's
Historically, these guys did have patience. I think it was after Gillett left. They were very patient.
no, there was a time Barca were terrible.
Yeah.
They weren't making Champions League. They weren't making Europa League. They were finishing 17th in the league before
until Van Gaal. Yeah.
like they were terrible. And then they lost their roots when they got too greedy and started getting ruthless after Pep.
All right.
He's talking after Pep.
They got too ruthless.
Oh, sorry. When you were saying weren't making Champions League, I thought
No, I'm saying Champions League was pre Ruud Gullit or whoever that guy was who brought the fame back.
All right. But I think we've...
Rijkaard. Not
Rijkaard.
Frank Rijkaard.
Oh, yes, Rijkaard.
Yeah.
Why am I thinking Gillett? Ruud Gillett.
You were saying Gillett the whole
Yes,
time. But they looked alike. They were both
said it, yes.
players with dreads and whatever.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm the one who said it first. Sorry, Rijkaard, guys. That's who I meant. They look so familiar from the same country, ne? They both
And they even did Rijkaard dirty, dog.
Yeah.
Did they?
And they fired him, dog, to get Pep.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, I think
Because they're not Spanish-born players.
that's a conversation for another day. We've spoken extensively about football. I think we can leave it there. But yeah, guys, thank you for joining us for another episode. Next week, it'll obviously be international break. We'll probably try have random conversations like this because, there's not really much to talk about in international break except, new stadiums being built for 15 million rand.
Next week is the Paul Scholes appreciation pod.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be talking about Patrick Vieira.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. But yes, guys, do your sign-off phrases. I don't know what you guys say.
Tips.
No beauty tips, man.
Yeah.
Hard it, boys.
Shout out to Mbappe. I know I was harsh on him with the criticism, but he's still a baller.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, man.
Away. Peace out.
I don't know
King
what
Don
you want to
Fowl.
say. What?
If you see me on the beach in Cape Town, topless and busy drinking whiskey on the beach, just mind your own business, dog.
You know.
I'm living my best life.
Cuff your chick.
Yeah.
All right, but thank you guys for joining us for this week's episode. And yeah, goodbye.
Peace.
Oh.